Knights happen to be some of LEGO's highest quality figures, and in the last 50 years, LEGO has nailed all 25 on this list, with some being both rare and even more expensive. This won't include variants because, well, that would be a long and boring video. The classic tournament Knight wasn't just among the first LEGO Castle minifigures ever released, but also the first minifigures as a whole. While these figures obviously show their age, this is very impressive for what it is. Up next is Shadow Knight Vladik, released in 2005 between 13 sets and 2 different variants. Contrary to the classic tournament Knight, I actually think this one is a bit behind its time. Especially comparing it to the Star Wars sets during the Revenge of the Sith wave, we received far more detailed figures in this era. The Rogue Knight is a similar story where he features an impressive set of armor but lacks some much needed detail. This figure actually has 6 variants that came out within the Knights Kingdom 2 line. In spots 22 and 21 is a 2-pack with the Hero Knights 1 and 3. Here are more figures released with Knights Kingdom 2 that are nothing to write home about. The only reason I put these guys above any other figure so far is because I like the helmet mold just a bit more. The Royal Knight came out in 2006 in the iconic King Leo's castle. While the raised base plate shows his age, the rest of the build has that nostalgic castle look that I just love. Releasing in the same set was Princess Storm. While she did not see much detail either, her helmet with the plume is absolutely awesome. I'm not quite sure what their graphic design team was thinking with the torso, but if they re-release her today, she would most definitely be wearing a pair of basketball shorts. Let's backtrack an entire decade, because in the 18th spot is another Royal Knight from 1995. Is it dated? Yes, but somehow it outperforms every figure from Knights Kingdom 1 and 2. The next minifigure is our first figure from the fantasy era of Castle. The Crown Knight's breastplate is awesome, and it's crazy to think that we saw this just a year prior. The figure also came in one of my favorite Castle sets, being the Troll Warship. The Knight from Dragon Masters is my favorite figure up until LEGO Kingdoms. The dragon plume along with the printed cape makes this figure worth upwards of $30. The Lion Knight from Kingdoms officially marks our transition from old to semi-modern knights. His printing is simple, but there's a beauty in that. This minifigure really could have benefited from a printed cape, but we'll take a look at that in just a minute. Receiving the Knight of the Yellow Castle was more than a welcome inclusion to CMF Series 23. This is a reference to the very first LEGO Castle set. Her shield is awesome, and I just love it when LEGO pays tribute to their humble beginnings. The Knight from the Black Falcons is our first minifigure from the modern Castle era. This guy is awesome, and he came out in the 90th anniversary Castle. I love his detailed torso print, but can't help but think that he just feels naked. Whether a comma or a cape, some cloth could have gone a long way. Every figure from now until the end of the video is essentially perfect and was so hard to rank. Having this figure at spot 12 just puts into perspective how good LEGO Castle is. He was released in the Series 7 CMF, and man does he look good. The Evil Knight is decked out from head to toe, leaving absolutely nothing to be desired. Do you remember this set? I'd hope so, because it contains one of the most pricey LEGO minifigures. The Falcon Knight looks incredible and truly gives the Kingdoms vibe. Being released in CMF Series 19, the Fright Knight truly lives up to his name. The icy look is unlike anything we've ever seen. It truly does give off Game of Thrones White Walker vibes. His shield and sword are also very welcome additions. Finally, cracking the top 10 is the Lady of the Brave, who is a member of the Lion Knights. The lack of printing on the breastplate really hurts this one, but on the other hand, her cape is one of the most beautiful pieces that LEGO has ever made. The King's Castle from 2010 saw not only one of the most detailed figures, but also one of the most expensive, but for good reason. The Dragon Knight still contains one of the most unique color schemes because LEGO has reserved green for orcs and trolls. I debated whether or not to put the Wolfpack Beastmaster in this video, but he's just too good not to. Unlike the Wolfpack minifigure from the medieval town square, this guy has some incredible arm and leg printing. While I'm not counting his wolf as part of the figure, it was an awesome inclusion to make Series 27 a very sought after CMF line. As a direct enemy to the Evil Knight from Series 7, the Heroic Knight was released in CMF Series 9. He features a very desaturated look, and for 2013, the printing couldn't have been better. Making our way into the top 5 is the Frightening Knight, also known as the Bear Knight. Coming out in Series 15, this guy is notoriously expensive for a singular minifigure. As you can see, his shield is an all-timer and pretty enough to make it onto the thumbnail of this video. The Dragonborn Paladin was very hard to rank since he's not your conventional knight. My personal favorite CMF series was the D&D line, and this guy was impossible to find. LEGO did such a good job portraying his nobility, making a figure that really screams, "I'm a good guy." You wouldn't believe me if I told you how much this figure costs. With the Tournament Knight from Series 20 going for $60 a pop, creating a Raven Knight army is impossible unless you're Elon Musk. Safe to say that LEGO has improved since its first Tournament Knight. I'm sure you all expected the Gold Knight to take the first spot, but he's dealt a humbling number 2. If you thought the Raven Knight was expensive, you might want to close your eyes for this. He came in the Drawbridge Defense set, which is another very iconic set. Only one shall remain, and of course that figure is the Vampire Knight, but better known as Basil the Batlord. Both of his appearances are awesome, but the one from Series 24 is my favorite castle and potentially figure in general. Golden Lloyd finally has some competition. Let me know what you guys thought of my list and make sure to comment some of your favorites down below. For more castle content, you can check out my custom battle packs video and subscribe for more.